Hello everyone, welcome to Profitability Analysis Part 2, Sadho Sadho. I Dr. Satish Kumar Mittal, Senior Faculty with Gautam Buddha University School of Management, will be discussing in continuation profitability analysis. Profitability analysis main topic in Part 2 will be break-even point that we will be discussing, and this is through this slide we can very clearly see cost equal to revenue. In previous topic we discussed various types of cost. So let's review what we covered previously. We did cost volume profit analysis and we tried to define various types of cost: fixed cost, variable cost, mixed cost, semi-variable cost, and we discussed their characteristics, we discussed the behavior, so that we focused on total cost can be contributed and identified. So in this lecture, in our part 2 profitability analysis, we will be covering mainly break-even point, very famous topic, very efficiently, effectively used by most of the business firms and non-business firms to identify project cost, project revenues, at what level production should be done. Then break-even chart, the same topic, break-even point we'll discussing with the help of chart, profit volume ratio, margin of safety, utility of break-even point, and finally CVP analysis for multi-product firms, because no firm produce single item. And summing up, then finally we'll sum up the profitability analysis. So let's start with break-even analysis. Break-even analysis, break-even means no profit, no loss. How many units should be sold in a business firm for a particular product, for a particular service, that break-even happens. For example, in a case of tour operator, he need to decide that on a single tour, or how many tourist group he should take, so that there is no loss and if there is no profit. Initially there will be loss if we take only one tourist and revenue is less. So break even is that level where we find out that no profit, no loss situation is there, and if we move ahead from this point, there will be profit. How many units must be sold to achieve this target? And if we specify the profit also, then we can again number of units can be identified. Should a special order be accepted? This China do for dumping. You must have heard, and India is focusing on anti-dumping policy also, that China producing more and more, reducing fixed cost per unit, and then at lesser cost, at marginal cost. So what is marginal cost? It is providing services, and even railway is doing the same. In general bogie, there is no limit how many people, passengers board in that train, and that reduces its cost per unit, per passenger for traveling, or per kilometer. So how will profits will be affected if we introduce a new product or service? That also will be discussed. What is break even? As I said, break even is a point where revenue in a business is equal to cost. The revenues above the break even point will be profit, revenue below the break even point will be the loss, and maybe this can be measured in terms of revenue, this can be measured in terms of units. So break even actually is a reality check. Is this level of revenue reasonable? If not, then what action should be taken for a reasonable break even point, so that cost, maybe you need to reduce cost if you are not able to reach to break even point, or maybe you need to work more on getting more revenues so that it can be identified. So, and for break even analysis, there are few terminologies which are very common and which we need to discuss. First one is break even point. As I discussed, this point can be at unit level, this point can be at revenue level, where no profit and loss situation happens. Contribution per unit, very famous terminology, and this happens. This is very useful for break-even analysis. Contribution means out of sales revenue, if it is per unit or if it is in total, out of sales revenue, we reduce variable cost. Variable cost we discussed in previous lecture, that cost increase in proportion to the revenue. So the left out revenues are called contribution, which are meant for profits, which are meant for fixed cost. That is contribution per unit. And we'll take an example also, more clarity will be there. Key terminologies that are further used is margin of safety. Margin of safety is how ahead we are from break-even point. If break-even point is at 10 unit of sales, if in a tour package, if we take 10 tourists along with at a certain price, then break even is there. If we are taking 13 tourists, then the 3 extra tourists is margin of safety. Maybe maybe to adjust the future forecasted, maybe some expenses happens, or maybe for profits. And in case of revenues, if break-even point is at 2 lakh rupees and if the revenues are 2.5 lakh rupees, then extra 50,000 is margin of safety. It is simply like this. If we are estimating that in a day we'll be spending 2,000 rupees and we take 3,000 rupees in our wallet, then the extra 1,000 is margin of safety. Marginal cost, this is the cost which increase per unit extra production. And this is important. This cost keep on reducing because of fixed cost, that is scale of production and economy of scale that happens. So next, let's discuss this break-even equation. And when we say equation, students sometimes, those who are with non-mathematical background, they get scared. Oh, equation happened. It is very simple. Revenue means sales minus cost is profit. Then revenue minus variable cost. So cost is bifurcated under 2 heads, variable cost and fixed cost. So let's redefine this equation. Revenue minus variable cost minus fixed cost is profit. And let's again redefine this. Break-even point is where profit is 0. So what we can say, revenue minus cost is 0, or again revenue minus variable cost minus fixed cost is 0, or we can say revenue is equal to total cost, or we can say revenue is equal to variable cost plus fixed cost. As we know, total cost is variable cost and fixed cost. Revenue means sales, units sold multiplied by price per unit. For example, if a tour operator is charging 10,000 rupees per tourist for taking in a group to a destination or on a tour package, then per unit cost is 10,000. And if he is taking 10 tourists in a group, then 10 tourists is number of units sold, and 10,000 is per unit cost. 10 multiplied by 10,000 comes out 1 lakh rupees will be the revenue. Variable cost, units sold multiplied by variable cost per unit. So in that group, if that tour operator is spending on an average 5,000 rupees as variable cost per tourist, in that case he is taking 10 tourists multiplied by 5,000, 50,000 will be the variable cost. Total revenue is 1 lakh, variable cost is 50,000 in this case. Then what will be the contribution? Contribution will be total revenue minus variable cost, and break-even formula is fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. Contribution per unit, as we discussed, sales minus variable cost is contribution per unit. Let's understand this with the help of this graph. We'll discuss this graph in detail later on, a little later. You can see our total revenues chart is moving ahead as the sales increase, and total cost chart is initially above the revenue chart because there are more fixed cost involved. Later on, total cost chart is below the total revenue, and where it cut the total revenue, that cut point is break-even point because there is no profit, no loss. And the above than this cut point, when total revenue is more than total cost, is profit, and below this cut point, when total cost is above than total revenue, that area, shaded area, is loss. And that is angle of incidence also, I'll explain a little later. Then profit contribution, price minus variable cost per unit, if we talk about in case of per unit, and target value, we need to identify how much should we sell to earn a particular level of profit, that is profit margin. So we can say fixed cost plus profit divided by contribution, that we discussed on previous slide, and it will be more clear on next slides or with the help of some examples. Profit volume ratio, this is another terminology that we use. Profit volume ratio actually talks about what proportion of sale is is contribution. So the formula is simple: contribution divided by sales. If we take per unit, then we should take contribution per unit divided by sales per unit. If we take in total, then we should take in total contribution divided by sales. So margin of safety, as I explained, this is the difference between budgeted and actual sales. and the break-even point. Actual sales and break-even point, if the break-even point is less, actual sales is more, there will be margin of safety, otherwise there will be risk. It is as simple. Margin of safety may be expressed in the unit term or in revenue term. As we discussed, break-even point can also be discussed in the same way. It shows the amount by which sales can drop before we incur a loss. So this is the space that a businessman is having, that it is more than the break-even point. If sales is reduced to some extent, then again we are not in loss. So we need to know that sale margin. Let's take one example. Very interestingly, a tour operator is taking a group. He wants to understand various things, that what should be the minimum number of tourists he should take in the group. Likewise, you must have heard that they are saying that minimum this number should be there, otherwise the tour will be cancelled, and that the producer need to identify. So tour package 20,000 rupees per unit, per pax is the terminology that is used in tourism. Per person 20,000 rupees, variable cost 10,000 per unit, per person, per tourist. Fixed cost is 70,000. This will happen because the tour operator must have hired permanently or maybe temporarily some tour escorts, must have hired some services. Maybe he's having car, maybe he's having SUV to take tourists along with, and all these things. Busted sales 20 unit. If we expect that there will be 20 tourists, then we need to identify what will be the profit. At the same time, we should try to measure that what will be the number of tourists at which the tour operator will be at no profit and no loss. Let's see the next slide. It's very interesting. So contribution will be, selling price is 20,000, variable cost is 10,000 per unit. So in case of per unit, contribution is 10,000. Break-even point, formula is fixed cost divided by contribution. Fixed cost is 70,000. Contribution per unit per tourist is 10,000, above than the variable cost, so 7 units. So in this case, we can say if there are 7 tourists in a group, the tour operator will be in a condition of no profit, no loss. And if we take 20 tourists in a group, then the margin of safety will be 20 minus 7. 7 is break-even point. 13 units. 13 tourists extra he is taking. So after 7, what he can do, he can reduce the price even to 18,000. He should cover variable cost because that will have increase as the number of tourists increase. If we reduce the price and if we get more tourists in that group, his revenue will increase, his profit will increase. And this is the whole concept that we are trying to understand with the help of break-even point. Profit volume ratio 10,000, that is contribution, divided by price, selling price per unit 20,000. So 50% is the profit margin, profit volume ratio, which is then we can compare with other tour packages. It can be compared with competitors, and then it can be seen whether variable cost need to be reduced to some extent if possible, or fixed cost need to be managed by increasing the number of tourists in a group so that per unit cost reduce. That is the case. Then sales revenue is 20,000 per unit per person and 20 tourists, so 4 lakh is the revenue for a one group of for that tour. Variable cost is 10,000 per unit and number of tourists are 20, so 2 lakh is the variable cost. Fixed cost is 70,000, so variable cost plus fixed cost is the total cost, so 2,70,000 is the total cost. Revenue means sales is 4 lakh, total cost is 2,70,000, profit is 1,30,000. Profit is sales minus cost. It is as simple. Target profit. If we fix no, 1,30,000 is less, I need a profit of 2 lakh rupees, and then redefine how many tourists should I take in a group, because there are expectations of the investors in a business firm, there are expectations of the entrepreneur, there are expectations of employees also for growth in a firm. So a business firm can decide that this should be the level of profit we should earn. So firm does not want to have break even only, it wants a target profit to be achieved, and if it is doing better than that. Likewise, in market presently, FD, fixed deposit, is giving 8% return, 6% return, 7% return. If doing business is also giving 8% return, then what is the fun of doing business? Maybe the business firm want that at least 15% profit should be there. So contribution per unit will need to cover that profit as well, along with fixed cost. Required profit is treated as additional fixed cost. More or less that example is continued. Now that example is redefined for margin of safety and for target profit also. Tour package price is same as 20,000 per tourist. Variable cost is same 10,000. Fixed cost is 70,000. But with the busted sale, if target profit is 3 lakh rupees. So now after reducing variable cost per unit, 10,000 is the contribution. This contribution need to cover 3 lakh for target profit, 70,000 for fixed cost. 3 lakh 70,000 it need to cover. So 3 lakh 70,000 will be divided by 10,000 and this comes 37 units. In a group, he need to take at least 37 tourists to earn this much level of profit. Break-even point, I hope it's a basic fair idea we are getting, although through graph we'll explain a little later. Limitations break-even point are having. While I was explaining, you must be thinking that, oh, costs do not remain same like this, variable costs are not like this. But under break-even point, it is assumed that fixed cost and variable cost will remain constant. Fixed and variable costs are clearly separable. We can say this is fixed cost, this is variable cost. In our previous example, we said 70,000 is fixed cost and 10,000 per unit is variable cost. Productions here means sales. One product, constant sales mix, selling price remains constant, efficiency remain unchanged. If efficiency increase, what happens? Likewise, you can see to reduce cost, public transport, they ask more passengers in their trains, in their bus, in their cabs, so that per unit cost reduce and some benefit is transferred to the passenger also and some benefit transferred to the businessman. Volume is the only factor affecting cost. Here we assume that volume is the only factor. These are limitations. These are typical mathematical limitations. Otherwise, this does not affect at all. Break-even point is very much useful for all businesses and not only for businesses. I recall recently our Nitin Gadkari, Minister for Road Transport, he explained that whatever project he is taking, he always decides this is the break-even point. Metro train project was taken by Sridharan. He explained that number of passengers should be at this level. With this price, only then cost will be recovered, otherwise will be in the loss. Likewise, in Corona time period, there are loss because the metro was shut down, because fixed costs are there, some employees are there, infrastructure is there, depreciation is there, wear and tear of fixed asset is called depreciation. So very important, this utility of break-even point is most useful thing that I believe is, it gives us a lighthouse. It gives us a platform, a point where if we have not reached to that point, the business firm strive to reach to that point, so that there is no loss, because at least cost should be covered. If business is not able to cover cost, then business is in loss, and in long run it cannot survive. Even government nowadays is putting effort to identify what is the actual cost for the services or for the goods it is producing, so that it want to know from where to get the revenues. May not be directly from the public, but maybe indirectly from taxes. It helps in analyzing profit at various levels, with the target profits, with target. Likewise, in case of Reliance Infocom, for few years they served free of cost mobile phone Jio that many people used in India, but they need to cover that cost. So further, utility of break-even point analysis, which is also called break-even analysis, helps the business firm, the producer, the supplier, or even housewife when she is planning about her house, in fixing that level where there will be profit, in knowing where there will be loss, in knowing what should be the price, appropriate price, below that level of production, Below that level of sale, there will be loss, and in long run, if we are not able to cover variable cost even, then that profit cannot survive, that business cannot survive. And the problem of, you can see, civil aviation, flights, airlines, they are in loss, they are in huge loss. There are many cases when they serve economic classes, because in service industry it is perishable by nature. If all seats are not booked, then they got wasted. There cannot be inventory in that case. They cannot move ahead that in next flight there will be more. But at the same time, in economic class, what should be the at least appropriate price that variable cost is covered, and there is some contribution after covering variable cost to the total revenue. Otherwise, in long run, they will not be able to survive. And we through break-even analysis, we find operating risk. Operating risk related to running a business risk. As I explained, that in civil aviation, which is very playing a very important role, key role in inbound tourism and outbound tourism, because civil aviation airlines for long routes, they are very important. Operating risk, running a business, what is the risk? If business is in loss, then it is a risk, and it helps in determining the ability of service of that. Likewise, in the case of Kingfisher Airlines, we found that company is able to earn revenue, but it was not able to sustain because of serving the debt. The loan that they have taken, the interest that they are paying, that is part of fixed cost. That is not operating cost, but that is part of fixed cost. And if you take more loan, there will be more interest, there will be burden, and then again there will be pressure on revenues and on break-even point. Financial manager may use this analysis in planning the makeup of capitalization of company. To what extent they should capitalize, expand, or contract, or maybe consolidation. Like banking industry nowadays in India is going for consolidation. And you know, banking is finance, and finance matters everywhere in every industry. Once the break-even point is known, the change in volume of output determines the stability of profit. So that helps us a lot. Acquiring the fixed asset. If we have profits, if we find that yes, there can be profit, because we know the break-even point is, in our first example, we knew the break-even point was 7 tourists. If we are getting more than that tourist, then we can plan to buy more fixed assets rather than depending on rented assets only. Maybe in case of car, maybe in case of some hotels, clubs, that they can have their own or they should hire at various tourist destinations, and accordingly that can be analyzed. And further, again, break-even point will keep on changing. If we add on more fixed assets, there will be more fixed cost, like this. So let's move to next point, that is CVP, cost volume profit for multi-product firms. In our first video on profitability analysis part 1, we covered cost volume profit analysis, not for multi-product but for single product. If the firm is having more product, more than one product, and nowadays every firm, maybe hotels, they provide accommodation, they provide nice services, they provide restaurant, they bar services, they provide many type of consultancy and guidance and many types of services. So nowadays the world is complex, and no service provider is providing one type of service, they are providing multiple type of service. So we need to identify which service is giving more contribution in revenue and which service is giving less contribution in revenues, and when we mix those services, what will be the product mix, what will be the CVP in that case, what will be the break-even point in that case, what should be the there is a concept of, in economics, comparative advantage in costing. So where should they focus on their resources, because resources are limited. Likewise, a travel agency is having a staff of 2 people, they should know that where they should utilize these 2 people. And this is the formula, may be comfortable. If not, then on next slide you will definitely be comfortable, because I'll explain with the help of example. So I say that one tour operator is having 3 tour packages of 3 different destinations. Maybe tour package 1 for adventure tourism, 2 for medical tourism, 2 for maybe beach tourism, 3rd for maybe of different type, maybe desert tourism, maybe dark tourism or whatever it is. It can be maybe religious tourism destinations he is taking, Char Dham Yatra. So many options are there nowadays. Mata Vaishno Devi, Shirdi Sai tour package, and so many packages. So what I'm saying, why I am giving example of different frequency. Adventure tourism, tourists can spend more. Beach tourism, tourist can spend more. If tourist is international tourist, he can spend more because of currency price difference. If religious tourism, you will find why religious tourism tour packages are less, the costs are less or pricing is less, because normally at religious places tourists don't spend that much. And this is the situation, this is the problem actually. In case of Mata Vaishno Devi Dham in Jammu is not able to getting revenue because many tourists directly go to Mata Vaishno Devi Katra and then they return. They don't spend. And if they don't spend, there are less revenues to those tourist destinations. Then how destination can be developed? So there are three packages, three tourist packages. You can say three services are provided by the same firm. Revenue, you can see that is through sales per unit, then variable cost per unit. And in first case, revenue is 15,000, variable cost is 8,000. Then in case of fixed cost or contribution will be less, 7,000. Or in second case, contribution is 50%, revenue is 10,000, variable cost is 5,000, so 50% contribution is there. In third case, it is different, there is less contribution, 40% contribution is there. So we can take weight, 20% business from first, 30% from second, 50% from third, because more religious tours are going. Then we can take weighted average contribution, proportion of first, that is called weight 1 multiplied by contribution 1, plus weight 2, that is proportion of second multiplied by contribution of second, plus weight 3 multiplied by contribution from third. Then that is average is 3,300 contribution. Fixed cost is 3,30,000. Then what to calculate? We are calculating break even. Fixed cost divided by contribution. 3,30,000 divided by 3,300. For simplification calculation purpose, 100 unit is the break even point. And if we separate these on the basis of their proportion, 20 units for first tour package, 30 units for second tour package, and 50 units in third package. In religious tour packages, if we are taking more tourists, then the cost will reduce and there will be less pressure on revenues, and then we can price less. This is what in CVP for multi-product in a firm helps us in understanding that where price discrimination can be there, that it is a religious tour package, we can take more in a group by having contribution towards the revenue. This is what we do. So utility of profit volume ratio tells us that where is the profitability after variable cost, what proportion the sales are giving in revenues, in profit. Margin of safety tells about the profitability in a business. Then yes, so overall this was about. So let's check the learning. Quickly we'll go through which type of cost remains same in total when units produced or sold increase. Of course, you know well, fixed cost remain constant, variable cost increase in proportion. Which type of cost remain per unit same? Per unit variable cost remains same. Yes, you know it well, and that is very good. Various assumptions, you know, assumptions we discussed in break-even point also. Proportion remaining constant, proportion 20% from that, 30% from that, service 50% from that is very difficult because things don't remain static. In a business, things keep on moving and keep on increasing or decreasing. So various assumptions. Why we have assumptions? Assumptions are limitations, and in controlled environment we study the formula and calculations are done, and then we compromise and then we adjust those, and then again revenues are changing and things happens, and this way we make break-even analysis. And I hope we are comfortable how we make break-even analysis or break-even point analysis. Graphical presentation of break-even point analysis that I discussed briefly there. See, this is for understanding purpose, and on next slide also you will find These are the formulas: total revenue, total cost. Total revenue is equal to total cost in case of break-even point. And when total revenue is more than total cost, then there is a profit. And the difference is profit margin. This is the graphical depiction. I'll try to revenue increase in the state proportion. This is, we have assumption also that it will increase the state proportion. So this is revenue line. Then this is cost line, total volume cost. Then variable cost is there. Then fixed cost is there. And if we take total cost, the above line initially, and you can see this graph is more or less same as we discussed previously. Then we can see this is the point, this is the break-even point where total revenue is equal to total cost. Then this line, angle of incidence, that I explained, that above this break-even point there is profit, below this there is a loss. In our red color it is shown. So 100 unit in this example is the break-even unit. If you sell more than 100 unit, then there will be profit. If you sell less than 100 unit, there will be loss. So in conclusion, in break-even point, what we discussed, we try to explain what is break-even point, how it is calculated, what are the utility of it, what are the various keywords, what are the various terminology those are used, like contribution, like profit volume analysis, profit volume ratio, like profit CVP for multi-product firms, like margin of safety, like target profits. And the last thing that I'll explain, activity-based costing is very, again, equally important like break-even point, and that I'll explain. The activity, we can bifurcate the whole costing in under various activities and then segregate which activity is important. There was one management guru, that was Taylor. He said that bifurcate various activities and see in service provider, if service provider is using more activities which are not actually required, then those can be reduced to reduce the cost, and they can reduce the fixed cost as well as they can reduce the variable cost. Because in many cases we have seen that fixed costs are necessarily involved, especially in case of government agencies. A lot of use of fixed costs are involved, and then they say there are less revenue. So I hope we are able to explain these things, and it was a good learning for us. And this was about profitability analysis part 2. So if we understand various types of costs, their behavior, and then associated with revenues, with volume of sale, and then finally we can find out a place where we can say yes, afterward there will be profit, before this there will be loss, and we should reach to this place at least to have no profit, no loss situation. Thank you very much for joining. I hope we enjoyed. Have a great time.